Welcome back to Steve Rob Reviews. You guys remember this? Well, I got a different one, quite similar to this one. Guys, I'm going to open this for you. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. This is for rivets. This one here is for nutserts. Guys, I love this thing. It's just terrific. And let's get to it right now. And I'm going to show you exactly why you don't need any of these things, but they sure come in handy. Well, let's get started right away. Here it is right here, and that's the unit that I got. Now they do have one that's below this one where you don't get as many fittings, and I just opened it up here, and here it is right here, and you get all the different attachments. And guys, this pretty much covers everything you're ever going to ever need. And I got the Imperial one, so it goes from small all the way up to 3/8. And I'm going to show you it in action. But first, I just want to show you. The only ones I ever use, here is a 3/8 one. And here is a 1/4 inch. And of course, they come in steel and they come in aluminum. And whatever you like, either one, whatever you care, doesn't matter. And you have to match it up for the drill size. For the small ones here, which is the 1/4 inch, yeah, I believe it's a 3/8, and these ones are 1/2 inch outside diameter hole you have to drill. So I'm going to demonstrate both of them to you. But you know what? You don't need this tool at all. Here's one of them nutserts there. And guys, you can get like 100 of these for like $6, $7, depending on where you are in the world. But this is all you really need. You know, you put a wrench on here, you put a wrench on here, and the more you tighten it down, the more it's going to pull it in this way. And I'll show you a couple other tools that I have as well, and they're different at the end here. But I'm going to demonstrate this one here for you and just show you how good this. I haven't even tried this yet, but I have the other set, and the other set is this one here for doing rivets. I've been using it extensively, and this thing is just terrific. So I decided to buy the one for the nutserts here. So let's get to it right now. Well guys, this is one of the few times I had to break out the instructions, and I just thought I'd show you here if you guys can just saunt onto that there. That's all the different sizes here that you have in this kit, and this is the grip range. And guys, this will cover pretty well everything you can ever think of. And if you notice down here, yeah, there are some metric. Now, I can't see me using them, but you never can tell. And tell you the truth, you have to really search hard to find some of these in metric, depending on which country you're from. But you know what? This does cover the metric as well. So, I just want to show you this unit. I did put this mandrel in. And I just want to show you, if I go clockwise, it's going in, right? I go counterclockwise, that's when you set it. And this is adjustable, this mandrel part here. So if I put one on the end here, and you can see that there's a lot of space there. Now they're saying in the instructions, of course, you wouldn't want to have it like this, because by the time you pull it all the way down, depending on the thickness of the grip range that you're attaching to something, it may not collapse it completely. But it does say to leave a little bit of head space. So I figure I'm just going to leave a little bit, which is like say there. And then you can tighten up your collar. And that's pretty well it. And here is the end that you put into your drill. So let's try some right now. Well, there we go right there. And I've got two that I'm going to do. And I'm going to pick the aluminum ones. And I want to show you something here, is depending on the style that you get, you see this one here has like a knurled surface around the base there. This one in the aluminum does not. Well, this one will not fit in there. So yes, as you got to drill it a little bit bigger, as this one here does. So you got to really check these things, I guess. But here we go right here. I've got it on the end and I've got it on forward. And just put it in here. Hold on. Let's go. Guys, that's it right there. Now how do you do it in reverse? Okay, so she's all the way. Seems like she's slipping here somehow. Okay. Now how do you get the thing out? I mean, I can manually take it out here, but maybe I had it in there too tight, guys. Maybe I did have it too tight. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to have to take that out and figure out what's going on. Okay, guys. That was my mistake, my fault. I want to show you this. See how far that comes out? I'll put it in reverse. Yeah, it's plenty. So when I finally got it adjusted right, it came out. So let's try the second one here. Okay, you ready? Let's see if I can get this one done right now. Okay, I'll put it in there. It's on forward. Let's go. Now look at that again. That is not collapsed too much, and that is not coming out, and I don't know why. Let me just take a look and see what's going on here, because I don't like this a bit. Let's just take this baby right apart and see what's going on. Now there it is, it's all apart. I got this all out, nothing came apart. I don't know why it's not unscrewing. We're gonna have to investigate this a little bit better, because so far I'm not liking this too much. Sure, it goes in there fine, but it doesn't want to pull all the way out. Let me take a look a little bit more here. Well, let's just take a look at this again. This does not rotate. So let's take a look at the instructions. If we take a look at the instructions there, just above the black line I got there, thread out of the rivet nut with your off hand. Guys, this is not going to remove it so easily. Yeah, you're going to have to manually take this. Yeah, you got to take this and undo it like that. Because, you know what? That's just pulling in and out. There's no rotation. I can't see it so far. It depends on the threads, they said, and the grip range that you're using. It may be different, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't see this here rotating to go in and out. It's only back and forth. There's no rotation. Well, what do you guys think? You know what? This is one purpose of it here, and this is another purpose here. Now you could see where it would come in handy using these nutserts if it was in the middle of a pipe or somewhere where you can't put a nut onto the backside. But you know what? What have I been using for years? This is the exact same thing with your hand. The only problem is it is so hard to collapse when you use a steel or if you use a larger size. I've never seen one of these that you could actually compress a 3/8. Quarter inch, yeah, 3/8. No, I haven't seen it. Yeah, they do make some like this. Now this is for rivets, but they do have some that has a stem that comes out, and yeah, you can use one of these. To tell you the truth, this unit here, I was under the understanding that maybe you could, once you applied it and it gripped in, that you could reverse it and take it out. But no, this only applies in and out. And yeah, it's not a deal breaker for me. The whole idea behind this is the portability and getting in a spot. I like it, but you know what? To tell you the truth, like I showed you, you can just use a nut. You could use, you know, and a washer. You can use the other two pieces of equipment I got here. Do you need one of these? I would say absolutely not. Is it going to come in handy for me? Well, I'll tell you something. I've got some projects lined up where I'm going to be using a lot of rivets and a lot of these. And tell you the truth, I don't want to be, you know, getting a new pair of these, because these are a couple $100 if you get a good one. And one of these are great. I have one, but it's only good for 1/4 inch. And I tell you what, half the time you're playing around and goofing around with this thing too, and you have to manually, you got to manually take the threads out of the nutsert in the first place. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. I think it's a good tool. It was just my first experience with it. If anything changes where I can figure out how that will electrically back out of there, well, that'll be great, and it'll be an update to this. But for now, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. You have to read the instructions. You have to figure out how to put them different nose cones in there. You have to be able to adjust it properly. Maybe some of that is my fault with this. Like I've said before, I'm not a professional tool reviewer. I'm just somebody that buys the tools, you know, uses it themselves. And this is the exact same thing you're going to get if you were to buy one of these tools. You have to figure it out for yourself as well, right? Thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe. And we're going to experiment with more tools in the future. And I'll do my best at showing how I work with them. Cheers.